Okay, Logitech G302 mouse review. Now straight off the bat, I really like this mouse. I think you're going to hear that a lot from people because in so many categories this mouse is top notch. Now let's get into more detail on that and why I say it. So first of all, shape. It feels good in the hand. It's one of the few mice that I've been able to pick up and say, yep, that feels good. Now you've got these protruding sides here at the back that you can probably see if I go there. And they do feel a bit awkward. And you've got that down angle from there on that goes to the narrow tip. But it does feel good in the hand. It's not uncomfortable, you are relaxed, and you can get a grip. Now on that side, you can see I've just got my fingers, the pinky and the ring finger, if it's called that, just on the edge there, and I've got good control of this. It's in my hand, it's not going anywhere else. So I quite like the shape. I have used the Razer Diamondback before. This is the Death Adder that I've been using for a long while now, and my hand adjusted pretty quickly, so despite the sides it does feel good. Now as you can see, I'm using the palm grip. I don't like claw and I don't like fingertip despite all that movement, and it fits. This is a 19 centimeter from there to there, so if you have a hand of roughly similar size, then you should feel pretty comfortable palm gripping as well. If you are claw gripping, which is I think that, the mouse is actually built for you anyway, so you're going to be fine. Now the weight, it does feel like it's weighted at the back a little bit too much at times. So I don't know if that's a design flaw, and I'll just quickly show you a build quality issue. Listen to the top here. See how it rattles? Or hear how it rattles? It just feels a bit flimsy. You could probably do with a bit more weight up there, but it's not a deal breaker. I did put blue tack here and here for a while, and that just helped balance the weight a bit more, and it did make it feel good, but now that I've used it for a few days I can remove it and it feels fine as well. So that's something to be aware of, but not a big deal. This scroll wheel is actually really good. You can see that if I just want to do it once or twice, I can. So it's got very good control, and when you do click it, it doesn't rotate at all. So it's a little harder to do because this mouse wheel on the Death Adder is very soft. This one is quite rigid. So I must say I do prefer this one. Even though this one feels better, this one has better functionality. So I'd have to go with this one. So now to the buttons. They've apparently put a lot of effort into this clicking, and it just feels like a mouse to me. It's probably quite good, but I do prefer the Death Adder weighted click, as in it takes a bit more effort to click in. Then again, if you're gaming, and I am, maybe it's better to have the fast clicking buttons there. Even the side buttons though, they click in just fine. I haven't had a problem with them at all. So the buttons feel quite good. Side, right, left, mouse 3, and even the scroll wheel. Oh, and you have the DPI switch here. You can set up to 5 different DPIs. I think I have 4 in there, but really no reason. So now to the important part. So that's the shape, you can see. So this is a small mouse, and I've actually changed from the Death Adder to this mouse now because I found that the bigger mice, although they feel more comfortable in the hand, they don't allow for as much freedom. So when you're aiming or flicking the mouse, you can't do it as easily as with the small mouse, and I always wondered why I was able to aim better with the Diamondback, the Razer Diamondback, and I think that might be it. Now you probably can't see it because it's out of camera there. There it is. So what I've done to get that is basically just turn the mouse over twice, and it's created a loop, and that avoids any need for a mouse bungee or a weight on the mouse cord to stop it from moving around so much or falling off the desk or even tearing this area out, which I have had before. Not torn out, but it did break the cable. I think it was a faulty mouse. So to avoid any mouse breakage, I've just created a little loop here, so when I do move it around, it's not going to break anything. It's got some slack there. So the DPI of this mouse is only 4000, and that's nothing compared to a lot of the mice out there these days, but DPI is a marketing gimmick. It's the acceleration you have to care about. If your mouse is spinning out, then it has a problem. You can see as I'm flicking this mouse like crazy, doing these rocket jumps, there's absolutely no loss of traction or spinning out or anything. This sensor is beautiful. It is hitting every point perfectly. I haven't had any issues with it so far. I've only had it 4 days, but I've played probably 16 hours just to get a real feel for it. So in conclusion, I really like this mouse. I'm going to keep on using it instead of the Death Adder. It's a small mouse, it's highly accurate, it looks good, it's got pretty cool lights, not that I really care that much. It's got a good amount of buttons, the scroll wheel feels nice, the buttons feel nice. It's just a great mouse, so I can highly recommend this. I'd probably give it an 8.7 or 9 out of 10. I've got 16 years gaming experience, well actually more, but as far as first person shooters go, so I know what I'm doing in the games and I know what I like in a mouse, and this mouse is catering to my needs. I went through every mouse that was on my local company's site, and this was the only one I could really consider purchasing without many doubts about it. Now that I've got it, all those doubts are cleared. This is a great mouse, highly recommended. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments section and I'll get back to you. Okay, now let's see if I can kill these final 2 people in this round. That's one. Missed a rocket jump there. That's just me getting used to the mouse though. Not the mouse's fault. Another failed one. I'll get there, don't worry. Ooh, I know where he is. Boom, that's 2. This guy's a tank. Alright, this is another sped up part to get past the boring bit. Now I'm going after him. That's a round. We did lose this game though, so I'm not going to brag, but at least we won that round. And just lastly, here's a size comparison from the top view. So it is smaller, but not that much smaller.